to Silent Hill Ascension What If show on vacation, or just returned from vacation. Not that the show had a vacation, but rather the host. And when we speak about vacation, the one thing we think about is our wonderful Eduardo. Welcome back.
It's good to be back. I had a wonderful
Moisturized.
time. Recharged, energized, in my lane, happy, all the good stuff. Moisturized, I know, but I had to come back because I heard that it's our penultimate time. I needed to make sure I was back in time.
We're also happy to have you back. So, okay, production, can you put the run of show graphic and we'll go through that together? Thank you.
All right. And apparently I have jet lag on my voice, which is fine. You get to hear all of this. But essentially, as usual, we're going to watch the premiere of these bonus scenes as we do these Mondays at 5:40 p.m. Pacifics. Monday, we're going to start with Norway. Then we're going to Pennsylvania.
Let's go over our beloved tree.
Noah,
so, what if is similar to what most of you remember as DVD extras. You are going to unlock bonus scenes. Since we made a ton of extra content you deserve to see. The choices for the week will be made available for the full week. Once this closed, playlists of the winning extra scenes will be made available. So the trunk of the content tree represents the sum of the decisions for the canon run of Silent Hill Ascension. During What If, we are visiting the branches as we go gently or firmly up the trunk. So now, Eduardo will tell us more about the key Norway scenes that we'll check out later. Production, can you please put that up on screen? Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's check these out. So we're going to see tonight Take My Rot, where Astrid decides Aurora's ultimate fate. Let's be honest, this one's going to be a treat. All's Fair, where Astrid deals with the townspeople threatening Orson and her family. And finally, a distraction. Nils and Britt arrive at the docks, but find people from town searching for a boat too. They work together to distract them. And as we have future vision, because we're in What If, we can spoil how things go. This is when Nils decided to front stop, so to speak.
A lot has happened while you were having your leisurely vacation, Eduardo. We are not the same audience and hosts we were before. We've dealt with a lot of new trauma. So, I'm really excited to see these scenes because actually this really align with the trend we've had during What If of bad Astrid. She really is badassing, and we also have a little glimpse of Haugen, which while you were gone, Eduardo, sadly we missed out on a lot of Haugen action because of the sorry, because of the What If decisions. So we didn't get as much Haugen action. So I'm really happy that today we're getting a bit of that again. Eduardo is being hello.
Am I reappearing?
Yes, you're back, baby. Oh my God. I already missed you. Don't leave me again. You're giving me separation anxiety every time you leave. And right now, Felipe isn't here to comfort me. So, well, he's here somewhere in the ether.
Parece que no hay problema, sir. Podemos tener el espectáculo como no. Oh, sorry, the dubbing was still on. Anyways, we're moving on from that.
Well, okay, without further ado, let's look at the decisions made for Norway. Thank you, Eduardo. Can you please, in English, por favor, take us through it?
Absolutely, it would be my pleasure. So, what will Astrid decide for Aurora's ultimate fate? We're going to have push her to her death, keep her alive as previous, but this time we're going to make sure she gets a little bit of extra help to, she wanted to die. So, we're just doing what she wants. Now, Astrid, what will Astrid do about the townspeople friending Orson? She's going to take the blame herself. That was a redemption option. Audience went with leave with Orson, which was suffering. And again, this, I believe, is when we had the choices be a little bit masked. So you kind of have your chance at redemption here. And finally, we have how will Brit overcome hostile townspeople to get to the boat. We're going with the redemption option this time. Let Nils distract them rather than Brit kind of doing the work.
Yeah, so we have what seems to be helpful from Nils, but will be revealed as what it really is, because, you know, people have many faces. So yeah, I'm really excited to see them because these are really strong scenes. And the first scene we're going to see is actually, it's iconic. I don't have any better word for it, but...
Yeah, iconic is, I think it's a great word. Like, let's be honest, like it starts a little, you know, it's warming up, right? It's like when you come back on vacation, you're gonna need some time to get readjusted. That's what we're gonna feel like, but it's well worth it. I really like you know, it's Backstreet is really going to be, you know, on full display with the Damnation option. And I know some people in the audience are like, no, Redemption. Don't worry, we got Damnation Edition later on in Pennsylvania too. So like, but like honestly, I really like the Redemption options we're gonna see. Like they're not. I find them enjoyable. I think for Astrid and the townspeople, Freddie and Orson, because we have perfect vision. We get to see the scenes. Both are kind of nice, but I think you'll actually like the Brit one too, Noah. I think they're in for a treat.
It's not your mother's redemption, okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and everything else. Well, I think without further ado, let's watch our glorious Norway scenes, and we'll be right back after. We swear we won't go on another lavish vacation during the scenes.
Well, speak for yourself.
It's here! To suffer is to thrive in the grove of dead trees. Take my pain, take my rot. Astrid, no! Take her! Take her! You did it, Astrid. You stuck in the knife. I see a herald in you.
What did you do? She was going to keep hurting our children.
She didn't hurt your Orson, dear. You did.
What?
Both of you did this to your children.
You're lying.
They'd be better off without you. And you know it.
Fuck you.
This is all your fault. You know it's true.
I think it's dead. This has gone on long enough. Your family brought this hell on all of us.
Astrid, where are you?
You think my family is the source of our suffering, but that isn't true. Because I know the truth. It's my fault.
Astrid, don't do this.
It's always been the Johansons.
No, my son is innocent. take care of him for me.
Mommy, what's going on?
Angel, you're going to stay here with Leo, okay?
But I want to go with you. These people are mean.
They won't be mean anymore, Angel. I'll take all the meanness with me. This is for your own good. It's for...
Astrid. I'm with you. Where you go, I go.
Mommy!
There it is.
I don't see a boat.
It's down there.
You okay?
Do you think she'll be there?
That's what they said.
Shit. They're looking for a boat too.
Like you predicted. You go see if the boat's there. I'll distract them.
Fine. Go. But if you get hurt again, don't blame me.
Nonsense. I'll blame you for everything. Meet you down there. Is she conscious?
Nils?
Barely. Should I hit her again?
No. Go ahead and tie a brick to her and dump her in the sea. I want her conscious when she dies.
No. No. Please. Nils. Why?
You know why.
Do you remember Anna Peterson? She was my best friend. And your sister Ava shot her in the stomach.
Anna looked up to you, you know. She would have done anything you said.
Now,
She's dead. No!
Welcome back. Oh my god, we know you enjoyed that. So, we've had, as we said, it's not your mama's redemption. This was a lot. Let's throw in the background the Aurora scene, Take My Rot. That's where Astrid decides Aurora's ultimate fate, which is, of course, pushing her to her death. As Eduardo said, sometimes you just need a little push. There's a lot to unpack here, while the scene will play in the background in a sec, hopefully. But okay, so we still, some things stayed, some things did not change. For instance, we still have our barbecue.
Yeah, no, that's important, right? And look, the sisters are reunited in Munchies, I guess, so to speak. But you were talking about pushing, Noah, and all three scenes about pushing, right? Here, Astrid pushes Aurora. Then she pushes Orson, which honestly I think the audience was pretty up for. And then Rick gets pushed. It's all about the pushing, moving things forward. And I mean, but to be fair, this scene, I saw some interest in the audience for checking the scene out, audio only.
Right. Yeah. It's there's a lot going on there. There's, as you said, there's a lot more cushion for the pushing. I know you didn't exactly say it, but I know that's what you meant. A lot more cushion for the pushing, and it's not just that Astrid throws Aurora. She takes matters into her own, and she's listen to me, you motherfucker. She's stabbing her and her face stays calm. She's definitely badass treating. She's giving Charles Bronson, she's giving revenge, she's giving anger, and she's not just pushing, she's also stabbing like the monster. She's like, it's not enough to just push Aurora onto it. She also needs to actually stab them. She's like, she does not give a fuck at this point. Pardon my French, but I struggle to find words that aren't harsh to describe the harshness of our bad Astrid. Now, we do have to, after this scene finishes, we're gonna go to Pennsylvania. So let's briefly touch on the other two scenes. So Eduardo, I know you had some. So the drowning scene, we were drowning, we were gasping for air. I was literally gagging.
No, I mean, like for me, that scene where you would literally end up with, like, you know, the end of the scene is just the sound of the water going and darkness. Now, right. I mean, what's interesting, what if you get the scene, you don't get like the follow-ups, right? What would have happened as a result? Would Brit have escaped, etc.? But it's still like, it's quite a dark undertone, right? Of course, wow, redemption, everything's great, hunky-dory. No, like that's worrying, right? Like, because fundamentally, she ended up trusting Nils, right?
Yeah, don't trust that character. Nils, you know, they're up to no good, and like, yeah, they were distracting, but just so that they can come back and help everybody kick the shit out of her. So yeah, I guess we're gonna all process it as we drift away to our beloved Pennsylvania. Production, can you please put those up on screen, and Eduardo will do us the grace of reading them.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. We'll move on. We didn't talk about Hagrid, but you know, that was also in those scenes. Great to hear that line. Yeah.
Some things we don't need to talk about because they're in our hearts.
Exactly. Now, in these scenes, we're gonna see a little more salaciousness, a little more unwholesomeness. So we got Eric's, and I don't have the fan, but thank you, Noah. So
I'm double fanning for you.
Excellent. So we got Eric's alignment, where Eric makes the choice to accept or reject Krista's offer of Ascension. We got making Barbara talk. Rachel makes a decision about what tactics she'll use to coax information out of Barbara. And then we have addressing the Acolytes, where Krista brings together the Acolytes of the Foundation and pushes Rachel to address them. And more
pushing for the cushion. No, more cushion for the pushing. Even in Pennsylvania, we are pushing today.
No, I mean, it's... And the thing is, right, Pennsylvania, like, mostly trended pretty much towards redemption, like, during the whole canon run. Even, like, after the choices were hidden, the Laudians could smell the redemption blood in the water and get there. So now we get to see a little bit more of that dark undertone. Obviously, like, you know, like, what was nice about what the Laudians did, though, during the canon run, they made sure that the Morgie happened. They made sure that Rachel took her eye, you know, so the important choices got locked into canon. That's what I care about, right? You got a little bit of a bonus with What If, but like, you got the important canon decisions and like, you were like, okay, well, these characters suffered enough now in the canon run, but they haven't suffered enough in our What If run.
Right, and by the way, I see that Leonardo S5 here says they're blowing for you, Eduardo. They're your fans.
Oh, thank you.
I think this is one of the most beautiful things I've ever read. Yeah, we're gonna go into actually the decision in a sec, but you will see that there is something interesting is happening here. Because for the What If season, we mostly had kind of Eric being a little bitch to Rachel, you know, like for Rachel is being, you know, his simpy ass self. And now we see it a bit differently. So let's pull the decisions and Eduardo will walk us through them.
Absolutely. So the Pennsylvania decisions, and unlike Toot Toot, which was part of the canon run, we see Eric doing things that are going to be a little different. I'm going to tell you, not the character you're used to. So responding to Eric and Krista's proposition, we're going to accept the offer to be a family, right? We rejected the offer. You get to see what happens when you accept. Rachel with Barbara, clearly the damnation option. Eric torturing her. Not like Rachel taking any matter into her own hand. It's like, you know, or letting her go as happened in the canon run. No, just have Eric do it.
Right.
And then finally, how will Rachel address her remaining loyalists? In the canon run, she's like telling them to save themselves. In this one, she takes the time, energy, and attention to say that Krista is deranged.
Yeah, so our Krista is getting, this time she's getting both ends of the stick, not just the short one, but also the long and girthy one. Because she does get, maybe Rachel is winning the battle, but it seems like Krista is winning the war in What If, because as you saw, you all chose that they decide, she and Eric decide to try to be together. We're gonna see the scene in a minute, but I tell you, it's spicy. But then we have the other end of the stick, the short one, the unsatisfying one, where Krista is being gaslit and being quote deranged by the most maybe. And this is, I don't know if I'm true because I'm not a scientist, as you know, but Rachel might be the most deranged person around. So that's rich coming from her. But yeah, like Krista is really having a moment today in our What If show. She's really being featured. And of course we have Eric being a little torture errand boy. Oh my God. What a simp, man. Torturing Barbara for Rachel. Ugh.
Well, no spoilers, but if you think Eric's a simp, you might get a kick out of these scenes.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like, without further ado, we should watch all the drama, and we'll be back after.
Krista?
I keep seeing it, and every time I do, I'm more convinced. We have to do this.
Krista, I think I want to give whatever's going on between us a try.
Are you sure?
I am. Krista? Te amo.
Never going to happen.
Eric, wait! Stop, please.
No, Rachel. We have to go.
I need your help. With Barbara.
You know I watched my mother being tortured for hours before she died. And now you're asking me to torture Barbara?
It might be the only way to find out what she did to Faith. Please.
Let's see if you can do what your wife was too weak to try.
I want to know what you did to my daughter.
I didn't do anything. Your wife did.
You're lying.
Eric, your wife, she's not well. She's a danger to herself and others. Just look what she did to Joy. What she did to herself.
She hurt herself, but she wouldn't hurt Faith.
Why not? To many mothers, a child is just an extension of themselves. To Rachel, hurting Faith may have been as easy as taking her own eye.
Don't listen to her, Eric.
None of this makes sense.
In a withering, nothing makes sense. Rachel may not even know what she did. When Xavier found out what she did, he confronted her about it and wound up dead.
Stop lying and tell us what you did to our daughter!
When I discovered why she locked me down here.
I don't believe you.
You know I'm telling you the truth. That there's always been something off with your wife.
Eric, what are you doing?
The day Faith went missing, she was with Rachel, wasn't she? She deserves to be punished, Eric.
You were the one who fucking took Faith, weren't you?
Eric, what are you doing? You can't believe her!
How could you?
Please, Eric, put the gun down.
Why did you do it, Rach? Why would you hurt our girl?
I don't know. I didn't mean to if I did.
What did you do to her? Tell me!
I don't know. Everything's been so chaotic lately. I don't know what I've done.
I'm sick of your lying and dragging our family through shit. Tell me what you did to Faith, or I'm gonna hurt you like you hurt our girl.
It's only getting worse.
No one is safe!
I know there's been uncertainty since Xavier abandoned us, but I'm here to assure you the Foundation will continue its—
You promised the Foundation would protect us!
Please, we will get through this.
I want to hear from Rachel!
Krista is out of her mind. She knocked me out, dragged me back to the Foundation, and tied me to a chair, then demanded that I tell you all to follow her.
What?
Don't listen to her. Rachel caused everything that's happening. She killed Joyce Sorelli during her purification ceremony and started the withering.
Is that true?
We can't believe anything she says.
Everyone, calm down. We can talk about this.
Stop lying to us!
Where are you going? Rachel!
Lordy, and oh my God, we've been through so much right now. Well, you know, Krista does like to get ganged up on, but not this way. Not in a gaslighting way, right? But first, we're going to unpack the happy ending she's getting all of a sudden, right? With Eric. That's what we're seeing in the background right now.
Yeah, and somebody in the audience mentioned this is like Krista fantasizing, which I kind of like, you know, the two most important things in her life, the collector and Eric.
Right.
I mean, Eric pulling his one move, speaking in Spanish when he wants to be, you know, a little bit more intimate. But, I mean, to be fair, this is, I think, a perfect encapsulation of what if. It's like you're wondering what could have been.
Right. And this one is a complete 180, because so far in the what if season, Eric has been like, ooh, get away from me. I want to be with my bitch wife. And now all of a sudden it's te amo. All of a sudden it's a scandalo. And, you know, I'm living. I'm not complaining. This is great. Thank you so much, Lorians, for making this happen.
I love Drew's point. He didn't go for Krista because he wanted Toby.
Right, it did want Toby, and as we saw in the Morgie scene, the Morgie that wasn't in the What If season, he was also going for Xavier because he was like, I want to do the Morgie, just make sure Krista's not in it, you know. Our boy has many tastes, many delectable tastes. But yeah, and we also had, of course, okay, we got to talk about the gun, the smoking gun, or not smoking, but the gun.
Yeah, no, that was so like that was, I mean, the Brit scene was dark. That was another level, right? Like we got extra lore. Oh, you know, I saw my mom being tortured for hours. Like, oh, okay. And then like, you know, Barbara's turning Eric against Rachel. And there is only one thing that Rachel did correctly in all of that, right? Where she's like, oh yeah, you gotta torture her. You know, I saw my mom tortured. No, you gotta do it. There's one thing that Rachel did correctly. She didn't load the gun because that thing was pulled. That trigger was pulled by Eric. And he did not know that gun was empty.
Yeah, Eric was not bullshitting. He was straight up gonna shoot her and straight up in the face. get the other eye out along with some brain matter. He did not care at that point. He was fed up. And he wasn't bullshitting. Thank God Rachel was, because, well, not thank God, but lucky for Rachel, you know? But we also, you know, it's a really interesting scene because it starts out kind of simpy, like, I don't know. And then as soon as Barbara triggers him, it's like, okay, now it's revenge time. I'm gonna pick her and I'm gonna shoot my wife in the face.
It takes a couple of minutes too, but like that's the thing, right? When you have unresolved trauma, this is where it goes.
I see that Drew here says Eric was a complex character and we failed him. You know, you didn't fail anybody because that's why we have What If. You know, we have a chance to see everything. And, you know, in a parallel universe, we have the universe where Eric is super badass and will not have any more nonsense. But now, sadly, I see a Ty says, I love my wife, shoots wife.
Yes,
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, you know, another thing that's coming to an end, similar to Rachel and Eric's relationship. I don't think there's a way back after you almost shoot them in the face.
No, usually that kind of signs the end of a relationship. Entel
deranged Krista te amo. I don't know, but the other thing that's coming to an end is our show tonight. So let's start wrapping up here, and Eduardo will do us the honor.
Of course. So we got to see, and we got to see essentially here in Norway, mostly actually seeing the redemption options, because during the canon run we have a little more suffering in our intermix. Got to see a little bit of Hogred, that was nice. Got to see Astrid kill, you know, like kill. In my view, kill free people or things or monsters or whatever.
Creatures.
Monsters actually might be the most reasonable line here. You know, push Aurora up. That's one.
Monsters.
Kill the monster. That's two. But like, you know, kill the monster after Barbara gets eaten.
Right. Kill the monster that kills the monster. It's like your enemy's enemy is your friend, but then you also, after he kills your enemy's enemy again, and you can kill them.
Yes. Now, of course, we saw the traumatic redemption scene where Britt trusted Nils and essentially ended up with a little bit of a dark take there of drowning. Or, you know, saving herself, who knows. Now, in Pennsylvania, that was Damnation Station. We got to see, essentially, Krista not shipping with the Collector, but shipping with Eric. We got to see Eric essentially, or straightforwardly, pulling the trigger on Rachel, and Rachel's only good decision being not loading the gun. And then, of course, we got to see Rachel betraying Krista. So, like, it's betrayal all around, infidelity all around, like what could have been in Pennsylvania, like kind of like just the salaciousness of it. Now, Noah, it's time for production to put information about our next show. Now, I will say one nice kind of part just before that kind of comes up on screen is there is a lot going on, right? We got through a few weeks of content. So like you'll get to see in that kind of playlist, all the, you know, in the What If playlist, you get to see all of it. You get to see all the information. You get to see all these extra scenes that you decided on once again. So not just the ones we premiered, although more than welcome to rewatch them, but some extra ones as well. Now, here we go. Next show. Well, it's the last show.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
We're gonna have to make it one to remember, Noah, but it is the last show. There, you know, we had so to speak, you know, breakfast or rather Silent Hill Ascension. We had second Silent Hill Ascension with What If, but as all good things must come to an end. All bad things too, thankfully. That's how things work. But
nothing lasts, isn't it? A relief.
Yes, but I've been delighted to come back with the audience. We'll definitely make the last show one to remember. We'll start again next week, same time, same channel, so to speak. Noah, like I'll let you take it away, but we got 4 weeks of decisions to go through, 4 character endings, by the way. Like next week we're gonna see we got like 4 character endings coming up. There's like so much to do in just one thing, but we got to make it one to remember.
Yeah, so be sure to be there next week because it really is gonna be one to remember, and there might be some surprises in store for you. But, you know, I learned something today. I learned that. What did I learn?
We also have new beginnings though too, right? We got like San Diego Comic-Con coming soon, and obviously like good things that are starting, you know, as one sun sets, the other renews. And like so there will be like good things, and obviously like next week we'll talk about those good things at the end of kind of our last show, like what to look forward to. So, you know, you'll get the end of one series, but you'll see the start of another, and hopefully you'll see a lot of audience. It's a pleasure being with you both for that, hopefully again for that one, but it was a pleasure being with you for this one.
Right, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, we will rise again. But anyway, audience, tonight was really fun. I feel like this was even better than a vacation in a way. So we appreciate you being here with us and processing all the trauma and salaciousness and escándalos. And we will be here one last time for Silent Hill Ascension. We're going to be here next week, so be sure to join that. Eduardo and I will make it a night you will never forget. So until then, love you, audience. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. May the merge be with you. Ta-ta.